Hey guys, what's up? A while ago I did an Instagram live interview, 21 questions with Kevin James. And because a lot of people maybe weren't able to see it then, I made a nice edit of it. It was much longer. It's still a bit long, but it's very interesting. So I'm sure you want to watch it till the end. And enjoy! So the next interview will probably be with Colin Cloud. So stay tuned, enjoy the video with Kevin, and see you soon. And welcome everyone. I'm sitting here with Kevin James.
Jazz hands.
We're in Hartford, Connecticut at the moment, and we're in between shows.
Yeah.
And we're currently touring the States for 6 months with The Illusionist live from Broadway. And I have 21 questions for the inventor, Kevin James, everyone. Woo!
Hello.
I mean, what haven't you done? You were Stage Magician of the Year twice. You won a Creative Fellowship Award with the Magic Castle. You've performed in Caesars, Crazy Horse. You've won Parlor Magician of the Year. I mean, wow.
You know, it took a long time to do all that junk. You know,
It's a hobby.
it's not overnight.
It's a hobby. Question 1. Who are you?
You know, this I have no clue. No clue yet. You know, I love magic. I know that for sure. Always have. And I just try to stay true to that. You know, it's funny whenever I complain about something with the job, my family tells me, well, you wanted to be a magician, right? So I say, yep, you're right. I have to not complain so much, and so I'm just trying to, I'm just a magician who's lucky to have a gig. That's all.
That's the thing, though. We complain a lot. I mean, I complain a lot. I'm happy with my job, but I do complain a lot. But yeah, it's a good one. We should stop complaining.
Yeah.
So much. That's a good point.
Be grateful.
Good, yeah, be grateful. Okay, number 2. What do you stand for? That's a good question.
You know, just do good work, treat everyone with respect, and try to have fun. You know, you got one life, I think, and try to make the most of it. Live with no regrets, maybe.
Right. Live with no regrets. That's good. I like that. So you have no regrets?
Well, I have one, but we'll deal with it later.
Okay. Okay. Question number 3. What would your job have been if you weren't a magician?
That's easy. You know, I think I would have gone into movie special effects.
Oh yeah? But with makeup, or you mean?
Yeah, special effects makeup, and you know, in creating all kinds of special effects. You know, Méliès was a magician first, and then he became like the father of special effects for film. So I think I would have gone into the movie business.
Okay, cool.
Created crazy magic for the movies.
Yeah, like Lord of the Rings stuff.
Yeah,
and
all of that.
like freaky floating stuff and.
Yeah, not just magic-y stuff, but you know, I like explosions. I like squibs. I like all that stuff.
Okay. Question 4. What is your favorite act in the whole wide world? Doesn't even have to be magic. Just an act that you saw somewhere and you're like, wow, that was amazing. I would want to watch that every day.
Okay, well, I have a favorite act that I think would be my favorite if I had a chance to see it. I've read a lot about Servi Leroy, you know, Leroy Telman Bosco, and everything I've ever read about these guys, they said they were just the most amazing act. Even Houdini said these guys are better than anybody in the whole world, and that's when, you know, all these big magic acts were, when they were in their heyday.
Exactly.
And everybody said Leroy Telman Bosco were the #1 in the world for a long time. And they did, you know, a 25-minute vaudeville act, and, you know, and They produced hundreds of animals, barnyard animals on stage.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it was just, and, you know, some of their magic was such important classical things that we're still using today. So I have a feeling that they would have been my favorite act had I been living at the right moment in time.
Had you seen it live?
Yeah.
Right.
But for things that I have seen live, the moment that I saw flying for the first time live, I wanted to quit magic.
Oh yeah?
Because,
Flying from Copperfield?
Yeah, because I
Right.
mean, this is like the first moment that he put it out, that he
Mhm.
started doing.
Right.
And I remember going to the theater and driving home that night, just going, I could never, ever, in my wildest dreams, ever create anything as amazing as that. And I should just quit now, because there's just no way I can even come close. I had that thought. And then I saw Teller's shadows with the rose and the
That's
dagger.
beautiful, yes, that's great.
I think that's my favorite now.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
All right.
Who do you look up to?
You know, who do I look up to? I look up to Teller a lot. I think he's amazing. They put out so much. Both of them, they're both good at solving different problems.
Well, I was just going to ask, why Teller, why not Penn?
Yeah, no, both of them. I asked Teller one time, you know, do you come up with the magic? He comes up with the jokes. What's the deal? He says, well, we're both good at solving different problems. So it's definitely a big collaboration, and I have no idea. Well, actually, I do know how. I was going to say I don't know how they come up with so much great material, and it's because they work their butt off. That's
Right.
it. That's it.
Yeah.
They're just insanely busy
They are
all the time.
so original.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I love. So Penn and Teller.
Yes.
Right. Question 6. What is the biggest or most important show you've ever done? That you thought when you were in the wing, that you thought, oh my God, I'm going to enter the stage of this whatever show, and it's going to change my life, or not?
Well, there were two. One, I was on tour with Arturo Perchetti through Italy, and one of the places was a festival in the city center of Milan, where the Duomo is.
Oh wow!
And we did a show there for 50,000 people, and you're a complete slave to the cameraman.
Outside?
Outside, yeah.
Oh God, I hate that.
Big stage, huge stage, but they had video screens that were the size of a building, and even Arturo was like, I don't know if we can do this, but it's pretty intimidating seeing that many faces out there.
Yeah.
But I think the most important show for me was getting to work at the White House for Obama.
Oh my God, you did that?
His first year, yeah.
Oh God, how was that?
Well, I'm a big history freak, so a lot has happened in that East Room of the White House. So
You can say that.
yeah, so getting a chance to do that was great. I got an email from the social secretary at the White House that year, and she said, well, we'd like you to come do a show for us. And I typed back, all right, which one of my friends is playing a joke on me? She said, no,
Oh
this
God.
is real.
Yeah, but I mean, that's crazy. So
Yeah.
Obama likes magic then?
Well, I have a picture of him going,
Oh my.
watching the show. So.
I mean, who doesn't like magic? But
Yeah, no, I think he enjoyed it.
awesome. Any rituals or superstition before a show?
Not. Oh yes, I have one.
Oh yeah.
It's yeah. So every time, nobody knows this.
Oh.
There's 2 people on the planet that know this.
Secrets with Kevin James.
Yeah. Every time I load Antonio into the Chaplin box, I'm giving big secrets.
Yeah, like.
Now we've been together for 34 years. Before every.
It's a relationship.
Yeah. Before every show, we always shake hands, kind of as all right, solidarity, kick some ass, that kind of a thing. But every show for 34 years, we've done that.
Cool. But not right shoe first,
No.
then the left shoe. I had a time in my life where I had to tap all the illusions.
Really?
Before, like it took me forever. I mean, try and do a Hans Klok show and tap all the illusions.
Yeah,
I mean, I had to come in 1.5 hours before, tap everything. And then Ton would be annoyed because he would just clean the glass and then I would come and tap it. Oh my God. Anyway, it's not about me. What is your favorite theater to perform in the world? I mean, you've been everywhere. I think, is there a continent you haven't performed on?
You know, I've never been to India. I want to do India. I've been in 94 countries so far.
94 countries.
That's without working on cruise ships. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that goes quick.
Yeah.
But so you've seen a lot of theaters.
Yeah.
Got a favorite?
We were just in one last week in Detroit. The Fox. The Fox is beautiful.
That is beautiful.
But it doesn't even have to be a big, beautiful theater for me to really love it. I try to check out the history of all the theaters that we go to, and if somebody really special played on that stage, that makes it special for me too. You know, we played on a lot of theaters where Thurston or Houdini or Leroy, where they all played. It's you know, they still have these old vaudeville houses here in the States. So, you know, more than the new, you know, performing arts centers that we do a lot of also. It's the really old ones that I like.
Yeah, the ones with the history. Not.
There was a theater we played in Zamora, Spain. That was 400 years old. Beautiful little jewel box of a theater. And I just, you know, the stage is totally rigged. It's very intimate, 5 balconies. You know, I mean, they're very tight, very close to you. And I couldn't help but thinking, you know, what was playing on this stage 400 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
What was that like? And so that triggered my imagination.
That's when the people in the theater still shouted and I mean had sex in the theater. Did you know that?
I know.
That's why they came to the theater
really?
to do weird stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you should look into that, honestly.
I'm gonna check
I mean,
that
I
out.
wasn't there, but
in Spain.
I've heard.
Or just everywhere.
Everywhere.
All right.
That's when you went to the theater to be loud and drink and like way back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You didn't know that?
No.
Wow, I thought Kevin James something about history.
That's awesome. I'm gonna check it out though.
I'm gonna check if that's actually correct what I just said. But no, I think I know that. Anyway, what's your favorite music or band?
I like all kinds of music. I collect weird music. I had a party at my house one time, and a friend of mine went up to my office where my CD collection was, and this is like 15 years ago. And she came back down with this kind of like googly eyes and, you know, stunned look, and she goes, "I've never seen so many CDs in my life, and I didn't know any of them."
Any of the artists?
I didn't know any of them.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But
so,
where do you find those then?
I hear things. Well, I mean, there's new ways to find really good music now, but
yeah, but now it's easy. Now you just go on Spotify. But
yeah.
I mean,
back then I would just hear something, or back then you could go into a CD store and like they'd have listening stations, you know. So
and you'll just browse.
Yeah, or you hear some names and you buy everything from that artist, and then, you know, move on to the next. But
it's true.
But yeah.
What or who gives you the most inspiration?
Wow. Inspiration for the show, I suppose.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Or, you know, yeah.
So, you know, I've learned I'm lucky to have some really creative friends. Gaetan Bloom, for instance, got to spend a lot of time with Gaetan, and he taught me to just live life with curiosity, and just always be curious about everything. So, I mean, when I'm walking through a hardware store or a toy store or a bookstore, you can find ideas anywhere, any little notion that could possibly, history also. I mean, I call it mining for gold. When you're reading through history books about what other magicians did 100 years ago, you know, maybe it's not good the way it's written there, but you can absolutely it could start you thinking in a certain direction, and then you could change things and update it with new technology or new style or whatever, and you've got a completely new effect. So it's I think yeah, I find inspiration, even life experience. If I've had a certain life experience, a certain feeling in my life that maybe you can turn that into some sort of.
But that's difficult
thing.
though. I mean, you can want to do that, but to actually do that, that is a little bit of a gift. It's very difficult to take something out of your life or just an ordinary thing and like make it into this new, never seen before act.
Yeah, but I think it's about just pouring a lot of information into your brain, like from everything. How does a light switch work? How does a plane stay in the air? You know, how does, you know, just trying to be abreast of all the latest optical technologies. You know, they've got all these new materials and plastics and you know, Priviglass, and you know, just all this stuff that just keeps being invented. That so if you just always are reading, you're just kind of like pouring all this stuff in your brain, and then at some point you're going to be working on a routine, and you know, you just start to connect the dots.
Right.
But you have to really fill your head with a bunch of information.
And you really have to have time for that, I feel. Like you cannot do that when you're busy, right?
Well, that's just it. If you ask yourself the right questions, you can let your subconscious mind find some answers for you. Like sometimes I can't figure out a solution to something, and I'll tell myself, all right, how would Leroy solve this, or how would Jarrett solve this, and then go to sleep. And sometimes in the morning, they've told me. I've sucked it out of the universe somehow, you know, and I'm sure it's just my subconscious mind just going through the Rolodex.
Probably.
You know. I also have a little problem too. Sometimes I'll dream that I'm at somebody's magic show, just some fictional magician.
Oh, really?
At their magic show, and I'll see them. I'll be watching their show, and they'll do some amazing trick, some amazing illusion, and then the next day I'll remember that, and I'll feel kind of guilty. Can I do that trick?
I stole this trick from this imaginary magician.
I mean, it came out.
That's loyal. I love that. That's the magician code right there. That's super loyal.
Yeah.
Wow, I need to have those dreams. Shit. What is your favorite country or city to visit?
Wow. Okay.
Of all the 96 countries you've visited.
Yeah, you know, I think it's I have favorite countries for different reasons. You know, I spent 3 years in France at the Crazy Horse, so I made a lot of friends there.
But you feel connected to France, maybe?
I feel very connected
because
to France.
Kevin James was born in France.
Yeah. I left when I was 2, but you know.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Your roots are in France.
Yeah, but it's more because of the Crazy Horse, I think, and hanging out with Gaetan and meeting all the magicians, and just I have a lot of friends there. So I love Paris, and I love the history of Paris, and but there's some cool places around the planet. I love Hawaii. God, where else?
I love Hawaii.
Yeah, love Mexico.
I love Mexico.
Yeah.
Everywhere where the sun is and the food's great, basically.
Pretty much.
That's what we love. Okay, what is your favorite food? Very important.
I think it's easier to say what I don't like, because I like everything.
You can say what you don't like.
Yeah, you know, I love Mexican, I love Italian, I love Chinese, I love Thai, I love, you know, it's.
You love healthy food though, because I see you.
I'm trying hard to. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm lucky that you know, when I was growing up, my grandfather had a very big garden in our backyard, and so I learned how to go out and pull a carrot out of the ground, wipe it on my pants, and just start eating it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or ear of corn and just eat it in the garden. And so I mean, I love vegetables, and I'm trying to eat a lot less crap now.
Yeah, it's important, especially when you're on tour and you're like
Yeah, it's
working
hard.
every day.
It's very
I
hard.
mean, I love burgers, but that aside. So, what is the stupidest thing you've ever done in your life? One of the stupidest things.
Well, I didn't put my microphone on 6 times during this tour.
That is true.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm Kevin James. Yeah. Yeah. And Sabine's up there going, "You're an idiot."
No, I like it when shit like that happens. I love it. It makes my day.
Antonio's too. Yeah. He laughs harder than me. Anybody.
But you know, if that's the worst thing you've ever done in your life, not putting on a microphone,
well, you know.
then you're like #blessed.
Yeah. No, but it keeps happening. It's like I can't learn from it.
We now just do a mic check with Kevin. We just go, yeah, he's wearing it. Okay, what's your favorite animal?
Well, I've had dogs as pets all my life, so I love dogs. But I like unusual animals too.
Right.
I mean, I was asked one time to create something for a corporate show where I had to produce a hedgehog.
Oh, I love hedgehogs.
Looks like a little porcupine, you know. And so I got to play with a hedgehog for a week, and that was fun. I think I would like to own a skunk before I pass on. I just love, and a goat. I'd like to own a goat for some reason. I think they're funny and cute.
They are funny.
Yeah.
Do you know there's mini goats that stay really tiny?
Really?
Oh my god, another thing. I'm teaching Kevin James so many things. I'm going to show you after this. I'm going to show you pictures of mini goats, and
Okay.
you want one.
Yeah.
I know
So
for
how big
sure.
do they get? Like
They're
that's
tiny.
it?
They're like
That's
mini.
an adult.
Yes, they're mini goats.
Oh.
It's cute.
Okay.
What do you think people with normal jobs think about magicians?
I think they don't think we can actually make a living at it.
Yeah.
And I think they think it's really easy, and all they see is the, half an hour you're on stage. They don't realize that you're all the extra time and effort that it takes to create and to build and to rehearse, and they just don't see any of it. And especially if you're really good at what you're doing, you make it look really easy. So they think, oh, it's so easy.
And they think you only work 3 hours a day because the show...
Or less.
Or less.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. That annoys me always. Does it annoy you?
Ah, let it go.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
What's your life motto? Live with no regrets, actually.
Pretty much.
Yeah, we had that. What do you like to do in your spare time?
I love a nap.
It's a good
Maybe
hobby.
that's because I'm 56. So.
It's a good hobby to have. It's a good hobby. You just turned 56.
Yeah. Hobson is no longer the oldest guy in the show. So. No. I love. Well, when I'm not on tour, there's a lot of things. I love working in my workshop, just tinkering, just messing around with stuff, trying to build weird stuff or take stuff apart. And I love to play tennis, actually.
Oh yeah?
I love it.
I can play tennis.
Let's do it.
Ooh.
It's hard to find a court, though.
Here,
On
maybe.
the road, yeah.
Yeah. But we'll play tennis one time. What do you miss the most when you're on tour?
Well, okay. I think just sleeping in my own bed. I miss that.
Yeah. I miss that.
And but
Cooking in your own kitchen.
yeah, I tried. Okay, the first couple of years on tour, I would lug around 5 suitcases, and I would forget what's in this suitcase, what's in that suitcase. So I don't know. Can we pick this thing up and move it around for a second?
Yeah, pick it up.
Yeah.
Go walk
All right.
with it.
So I
Don't
built
push any
something. I
buttons.
built something over here. This is my wardrobe case. Let me see if I can show you. So
that's pretty luxurious.
so it's like as high as my head basically, and it opens up. And so on this side we have a little refrigerator. This is my kitchen in here. We got a microwave.
You're such a diva, actually, Kevin
Yeah.
James.
All my kitchen stuff is here. A mat to sleep on the floor if there's no couch or anything. A pillow, a little dust buster. These 2 are for
Why do you have a dust buster?
Well, because I'm always making confetti balls, and there's a.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
And then these two are for close-up, for promos, like in TVs. This is my little mini office supplies. This is medical stuff. This is food. This is my library. Got all kinds of interesting books in here, things that I haven't had a chance to read. Oh, Fred Capps.
Oh,
look at that.
The Dutch.
Yeah. This is clothes and stuff, and then down here is my tools and cleaning supplies.
Wow.
And stuff to hold them, to fix illusions and stuff.
That is so luxurious that you have that.
Well,
I am still this person that drags around 5 suitcases. Yes, that's right. I need one of those. That's great. Whenever the apocalypse hits, I'm just going to hide in your dressing room. We can survive for months. Where are we? What's your favorite movie? I know you watch a lot of movies.
Yeah.
I know you're a movie lover.
I love movies.
Because I never watch movies, and then every day in the bus he goes, "Have you seen this movie?" And I go,
Yeah.
"No."
Well, I love Melia's movies, all of them. I love Chaplin movies, and but as far as recent movies, I really like this Tim Burton film, Big Fish. And I have a certain affinity to that guy, and I think just a lot of stuff that's in the movie is really fun and funny, and it's kind of sideshow carnival based. And
what kind of effects do you hate or think are not deceptive in magic?
Good question.
Thank you.
Hate's a big word.
Yeah, but just don't. Then you're like, oh, why is everyone doing that? It's shit.
Yeah, I've enjoyed working with Colin Cloud because he makes me like mentalism. But I've seen a lot of mentalists that, they do a lot of process, and getting to the punch is, Jesus.
Yeah, good point.
Too much process, I think. Just bores it. But Colin keeps it fast, and he's really funny. So and his methods are really strong. So he's kind of turned me back onto mentalism. But there are a lot of mentalists, big time working pro mentalists, that I just want to You
don't want to bend the spoon?
No.
Ryan Brado Magic is asking, what is your favorite trick you've created?
Gosh. I like them for different reasons. The floating rose, for me has
beautiful.
some nice resonance with the audience. I think it illustrates that innocent, childlike sense of wonder that we all, gets beaten out of us when we grow up. And that moment in the routine when I give the girl the power and she's wiggling it, and she's 6 years old, and she actually feels like she makes it animate. You can see it in her face that
she really believes.
Yeah,
that was her.
She believes, and that's exactly how I felt when I saw my first magic show. That's what got me into it. So I think it's a good illustration of.
And it's a big thing for you, I guess, because you really invented that.
Yeah.
Like that brought you a lot. Like you created that illusion,
Well,
and now people are doing that. How do you feel about that?
First of all, when you create a trick, it's kind of like having a baby. It really is. You care for it, and you kind of nurture it, and you try to make it as good as possible, but the minute that you release it for other people to do, you have to kind of detach yourself emotionally from it, because there's going to be people that do it poorly, and what makes me the happiest is when I see somebody put their own spin on it, their own twist on it, and do it really well. I love to see how people take what I've done and twist it to fit them.
Yeah.
But it's a little it kills me when I see somebody just murder it, or they don't spend enough time rehearsing.
Yeah. We are already at question 21. That went super fast.
Wow.
It's a bit of a deep question because, let's go a bit philosophical on this.
Mm.
What would you say now to the young version of you as an advice in life?
Right.
If you met little Kevin right now.
Yep. I know exactly what I'd say to him. So when I went to college, I studied theater because I thought okay. My father said, why don't you go to college for something you can fall back on in case this magic thing doesn't work out?
Good point.
And I said, well, I want to burn the bridge. I don't want to have another option. I want to make it so that I have to do that.
That's brave.
And because when the going gets tough, then I might fall back on it, and it just, maybe I should just keep pushing a little farther. Mm-hmm. So I said, I'll tell you what, I'll take theater, so maybe that'll improve the magic somehow. And so I took technical theater, I took acting and voice class, and all of this stuff. And what I wish I would have done is majored in theater and business. So I wouldn't have to learn everything the hard way. So
I think you'll still learn it then the hard way, to be honest. Even if you take business in school and then you go to the real life, and then still.
Because what magicians don't realize is that you're an entrepreneur. You are a business, no matter how you slice it. You're doing, even if you're working for a company like this, like with the Illusionist, you're still your own business, and you have to treat things in a certain way in order to. But even if you're not working for a big company, you're still trying to sell shows, so you need to know marketing. You still have to understand how to handle your money and your taxes and your just all of it. So contracts. So I think I would have told little Kevin to take some business classes, you idiot.
Learn how tax works and how to fill in your reports.
Right.
Well, good. Well, do you have anything to say to all the Dutch/UK/American magicians or aspiring magicians that are watching?
Just don't believe anybody that says you can't be creative or original. Everybody can do it. You just have to want to do it, and you just have to, whatever you think is the reality. So spend the extra effort to try to think outside the box, to try to and read everything you can. There's so much material that will never make it onto a DVD. All right, so much great material that will never make it to a DVD. So you have to read, you have to collect books, and it's so easy now with library.com, and there's so many places to find all the old books really inexpensively, in ebook form, and or PDFs, and just read them, because you can mine for gold. You can take the extra effort to fill your brain with everything, and just try to find ways to make yourself interesting so that you stand out from the crowd, and then working on ways to try to make your routines resonate with the audience, so that they have some sort of meaning, trying to find ways to make the audience care about what you're doing.
Yeah. And actually there's a really nice question coming in. It's, what is the first trick you learned ever? What was your first trick that you could do?
Wow. Well, my first trick was, I lived in a little village of 2,000 people before the internet. There were no magicians in town. I didn't have any friends that were magicians. So it was me and 6 library books for a long time. And I was the only one checking them out. And that's before I found any magic shops or anything. There were no resources. So those books were written for the public, and they were written for kids, and some of the tricks were pretty awful. and I remember one of them I tried for my class, and the trick was, and this is exactly how it was in the book.
Yeah.
You take a glass, you fill it half full of water, you put it on the table,
Mm-hmm.
you take tape and you tape it down to the table,
Mm-hmm.
and then you turn off the lights, and then you say, okay, turn it back on, and then the water is gone, but the glass is still taped to the table. So the trick was that you have a straw in your pocket, and you go.
Oh my God.
The only problem is,
The sound?
no, I
Oh.
couldn't get the room dark enough. I mean, you've got windows and there's cracks, so we turned off the lights, and yeah, it was kind of dark, but it wasn't dark. You could totally see me take it out, and
Oh my God.
it turned into a comedy act.
Well, that's also fun.
Yeah.
At least I had a good laugh. Okay, last question. This is from the Dutch Magic Union, actually. It's a good question.
Mm.
What material would you advise someone that wants to start in magic?
Material that somebody's starting. Okay.
Start with the most difficult thing you can find.
It's called cardistry. Yeah.
Oh God.
Good question.
It depends, though, I think, what kind of person you are. I also feel that people choose things without looking at their own personality and just go.
Well, especially starting out, you don't think that deep.
Yeah,
you
but still.
you just want something that you can show to your friends that you're not going to get busted on.
Right.
I think just some self-working card tricks is how you would start.
Gotta love self-working tricks.
Well, starting out, yeah.
Starting out
You know.
or later.
Ball vase, ball and tube.
Like flying cane.
Yeah, but you need some distance, and I'd say that would be trick 2 or 3.
Okay, that's like stage magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think close-up is probably what you're going to start with. The floating rose started off because I only did close-up, and I was trying to get to the stage somehow. So I thought, why don't I take something I'm already getting a reaction with in close-up and try to enlarge it somehow for the stage. And I saw somebody in a bar make a paper flower for a customer, and it just clicked in the back of my head that, okay, it can be flash paper, I can do the whole kind of floating bill stuff that I already am comfortable with and getting a good reaction with, and then open it up and twist it to the flower, can stand, levitate, save the levitation for then, and then with the flash paper you've got a good strong, ending that's guaranteed applause, and you could have a romantic feel and this and that. So that you never know where things are going to lead. So there's a lot of great close-up. Just go to your magic shop, or get some advice from a real magician. And that coin that goes in the bag in the 2 boxes. I used to love that one when I was starting out. That would just destroy everybody. Yeah, I'd go with that one.
Okay, but buy the coin in the what?
The coin in the box.
The coin in the box. Buy the coin in the box. Go to the magic shop now. So those were the 21 plus a couple of extra questions with Kevin James. Thank you all for watching. I want to thank Kevin James to take the time to talk with all of us. That's really cool.
It's a pleasure.
Until next time, thanks for watching.
Cheers, thanks.
And may the magic be with you. No?
Why not?
That's corny. Bye!